Hello, Freedom Family. I have a big announcement. In February 2022, we embarked on this journey together, the global walkout under the brand Reignite Freedom. It has been really successful in a lot of ways, but the big announcement is that the global walkout and Reignite Freedom will cease to exist for the time being. Now, if another global crisis like the pandemic happens, now the pandemic wasn't the crisis, it was the government's handling of the pandemic that was the crisis. But if something like that happens, we have everything there, we can press the button again. And I, Monica Smith, I'm not going anywhere. I'm a full-time freedom-loving activist, and I have global campaigns that are still running and still growing continuously. But pretty much it's just a pivot for me because basically running under a brand is really stressful. It costs a lot of money. There's a lot of red tape. You're expected to answer every email and do things by a certain time, and I just can't afford it anymore. In fact, Reignite Freedom and the Global Walkout is in debt $45,000. So it just hasn't really worked in that way, but it's worked in a lot of other ways. And unfortunately, sometimes we just have to sort of bite the bullet and recognize that the services that we were trying to achieve or were doing aren't needed anymore. And that's not a negative thing. It's just a realization. It's just a what is situation. So I, Monica Smith, like I said, still have campaigns going on. I'm not going anywhere. And actually the Global Walkout was originally supposed to be an actual physical walkout from society for 5 days and a convoy to our capital city. And it was built on the momentum from the Canadian truckies. But by the time the marketing and the campaign and the website was ready, the momentum from that had basically disappeared, and lockdowns had stopped and mandates were easing, and the passion was gone. So then we pivoted to making it these small steps that we could all take within our own lives. And like I said, it's been incredibly successful in lots of ways, but now the energy versus reward is not worth it for the time being. Because, you know, what I also realized is that Reignite Freedom, so there was the Global Walkout, and then Reignite Freedom was designed to bring together collaborators from all over the world, from different industries, and so that they could work together and bring about really great campaigns. Now that worked as well. So over 400 people signed up to be a collaborator, and they made those connections, and they're still connected in that way. But what I realized is that there are other organizations doing that way better than we were. And I kind of feel a little bit silly for trying to almost reinvent the wheel. But look, we learned a lot during the process. But what I realized is that organizations like Children's Health Defense are already doing that. And they're so professional and they're so reliable. And I know that because I'm part of it now. I go to their meetings and I see what they do, and it's just incredible. And they have the resources and the reach. They're global. You know, they've got that big bus going around the USA. Europe has all the different languages translated for their articles, Telegram channels for each, language, and they're doing a great job. So really, if you're looking for a home to replace Reignite Freedom, I really suggest you join Children's Health Defense. They just did a launch in Australia. They've got chapters all over the place. So have a look at the chapter list. It's in the description of this video. It's also in the email. And see if your country or state or area has a chapter. Join them and you'll be like really, really well looked after. Before I finish, I want to go through the amazing things that were achieved by what we did together. Because none of it's possible without you guys. But we did create communities around these initiatives. And we also created Telegram channels for a lot of different countries that are still running. And I think during this process, me personally, I realized that it's conveniences that are enslaving us. And that if we aren't going to make the hard decisions and take the longer road to keep our integrity intact, then who is? So we need to speak with our wallet. We need to speak with what we do, what we buy, who we work with, things like that. So do your best to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. The Keep Cash Alive campaign was born through the Global Walkout with Catherine Austin Fitz opening it up. And that is still growing to this day. Over a year and a half later, it's still being posted a lot, and a lot of people are using it every day. And I've seen it globally. I was in a random shop in Ireland and I saw the Keep Cash Alive campaign there, the poster, or a version of it anyway. Not every step was a success, but a lot of them were. You know, some of the documentaries we got people to watch and things like that. Like I said, we brought together 400 collaborators who are still networking with each other, not in an organized manner, but they met and they're still working together. So who knows what's going to come from that. We were able to grow a global database from the Global Walkout, and we're going to continue to communicate with you, but not as often, and it will be a bit different. But you know, so that was really good. So in conclusion, it's been worth it, absolutely. Did I make mistakes along the way? Absolutely. Did I overpromise and underdeliver at times? Absolutely. And I'm sorry about that, but I am learning how to focus, and this is part of that. The energy it was taking from me and from other things, I just couldn't justify it anymore. So I hope you understand that. And I'll leave you on this message that, well, two messages, is that the button is there if we need to come back to the Global Walkout. It's all there. We can do it. We will do it if the time is right, I promise you. And it's going to be great. And we still have the video, the powerful video. We can just basically redo it. And the last thing I want to say is we are many, we are united, and we are ready. And the reason I say that is because all the fear mongering that's going on right now, don't be scared, be excited, because we are ready. And it's an opportunity for us to learn more and grow more. And just don't let the fear get to you. Be excited, and the fear will just like go away. So I will see you guys somewhere along the way. As you know, I'm touring Europe at the moment. So if you want to catch up on what I'm doing, the links are in the email, the links are in the description. And, you know, I'm not going anywhere. It's just the branding that's going somewhere. That's all. It's not a negative thing, but you guys needed to know. And thanks for your support along the way, and for just doing your bit. You know, walking the walk instead of talking the talk. And I'm going to try to come up with new things. I'm not going anywhere. I know I've said that a lot, but this is a little bit hard for me because, you know, it's something that I put my blood, sweat and tears into, and it didn't work exactly the way that I had planned. It worked in other ways, but, you know, it's better to try and fail than not to try at all, right? And I've met so many amazing people, and I've got so many heartwarming messages, and I wouldn't take a second back even if I could, even though we've lost money and time. It was worth it because we're united now. So, all right, that's it, guys. Remember, it's not a negative thing. It's just a pivoting, and I'll see you next time.